Yo, what's going on, dudes? HK Time here with a brand new video for you guys, and in today's video, I have something a little bit different planned for you guys because I'm going to be trying to go to super late game again, but this time we're going to be mixing things up, and instead of playing on easy standard, I'm going to be playing on Apopalypse. So someone gave me a really good suggestion in the comments on the last video when I went to super late game, and they were saying that I should try to go to super late game on Apopalypse because with the Navarch of the Seas, ability will get off of cooldown much faster, so we would be able to make it to a much higher round much easier. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little bit easier said than done, because if you guys have never tried to go to late game on Apopalypse before, like, Apopalypse, like, ramps up super quick, and it gets really difficult really quick. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to come up with a way to make a little bit of extra money. So I think what I want to do is I want to start off with going for merchantmen. Now, with these merchantmen, the reason why I want to go with these merchantmen is because they're going to increase our popping power, as well as they're going to make us a ton of extra money. So not only will we be getting popping power, but we'll also be able to get a tower that's going to be able to make us some extra money too. So hopefully this ends up working out the way that I wanted to. Now, again, the hardest part about like trying to go to super late game on Apopalypse is the fact that the balloons are going to get really hard really quick. Like, if I'm not mistaken, we should, like, start seeing bad balloons somewhere in the ballpark of, like, round 80. So we need to make sure that we make enough money in order to deal with those bad balloons, because we're going to have to deal with them much sooner. Now, for this, I am going to be using Azili as my hero, because Azili's performance in the last video where I made it to round 400 was just way too good to, like, not recognize Azili being a really good hero for going to late game. Also, while doing this, I might as well take advantage of Azili's ability where she can, like, stop regen balloons from regenning. So we'll go ahead and activate it whenever we see like a bunch of regen balloons. That way we don't have to worry about those regen balloons causing too much of a problem. Now, I almost wonder if I should have like went for Benjamin instead. That way we could make a little bit of extra money, but at the same time, like, I don't know if Benjamin would have been like the right play, because I do want towers that do a lot of damage in the late game. And also I want to get our first merchantman before I like go for any other towers. So round 22, we still haven't bought our first merchantman. After we buy our first merchantman, then I'll go ahead and upgrade my monkey buccaneer, as well as I'll upgrade my dart monkey too. So it's a little bit sketchy, but hopefully this ends up working out. Let me go ahead and upgrade my dart monkey up to quick shots. That way our dart monkey can do a little bit more damage. And then also I need to make sure that I'm activating Azili's ability, because these regen balloons are going to start causing like massive issues. Yeah, like we already have like balloons that are like slipping by our defense. So we're going to have to do a home reset really quick, because the balloons ended up being a little bit more than our Azili and our dart monkey and our monkey buccaneer could deal with. So let me go ahead. Dude, I really want to buy this merchantman, but I may need to upgrade this dart monkey up to a crossbow first. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade our dart monkey up to crossbow. And then now that we have our crossbow, we should have a little bit more balloon popping power. I almost wondered if it would have been better to go for a druid and then upgrade the druid up to the middle pathway. I think that would have ended up working out pretty well too. Right, now that we have a little bit more popping power with this dart monkey, even though this map is really long, it's just Apopalypse is going to send like a bunch of balloons. So as long as we can get to the point where we can start making some serious money, we shouldn't have any issues in actually going to late game. Like right now is when I'm like really wondering, like, should I have gone for Benjamin instead? That way we could have made a little bit more money from the start. Oh man, this is why this is so difficult, because I want to farm, but the only problem is like, the fact that I want to farm, I need to make sure that I also have a stable defense as well. So the question is, are we going to be able to get enough of a defense in order for us to last while we're trying to get all of our farms set up? Because the hardest part about this is just going to be getting those farms set up, right? Like, it's a good thing that we're using Azili as our hero, so we don't need to worry about lead balloons, and we don't need to worry about camo balloons either, because Azili can pop camo as well as lead balloons. Let's go ahead and activate the regen blocker, because that rush of regen blues was a little bit scary. I'm almost debating whether or not it would be worth it to grab that druid, because the druid has global range as well as it has the ability to knock off the regen properties, and if we upgrade it to hard thorns, it can also deal with the lead balloons as well. Yeah, so I think the druid is definitely the best call. Like, we had to sacrifice a little bit of money that way we could grab the druid, so we're missing out on one merchantman. But again, as long as we can deal with these early game rounds and get enough farms set up, it shouldn't make that big of a difference. All right, and now that we have 4 merchantmen, I'm gonna go ahead and increase our damage a little bit more, and I'm gonna upgrade the star monkey up to a sharpshooter. So now that we upgrade that dart monkey up to a sharpshooter, let's go ahead and grab ourselves some more merchantmen. Now, obviously, it would probably be a really good idea to try to go for a flavored trades, but I think we need to grab a 20 merchantmen first. Yeah, so far so good. The merchantmen are working out a little bit better than I initially thought they were. We had a little bit of issues in the start, but we're gonna have to grab a little bit of camo detection. So let's go ahead and buy ourselves a cheap way of dealing with camos. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves some emergency support. I don't want to buy, actually I could grab a plutonium reactor, but I don't think it's worth it. I need to go ahead and place down some more merchantmen. All right, I'm getting a little bit worried because we have a lot of balloons here. So let me go ahead and grab myself a dragon's breath, and then we'll place a dragon's breath up here to hopefully help us deal with all of these balloons, because they're starting to like worry me a little bit because I can't like keep track of where the balloons are. All right, so we made it past round 60. So let's go ahead and jump into free play now. Okay, so this is when things are really going to start ramping up in difficulty. And we can't turn off our auto start either, so we're gonna have to like play this as we go, right? So I think I should start going for a trade empire now so we can start making a little bit more money. I'm also debating on whether or not I should grab another tower to help us out a little bit with our defense. But I think if I grab myself the trade empire and then I upgrade the trade empire up to grape shots and hot shots, I think that should give us a little bit more Moab popping power as well. Let's also activate Zilly's Moab ability too. Now that we have the trade empire, we should be making a little bit more money. Let's go ahead. We'll grab ourselves a tower that's really good at dealing with like big groups of balloons. We'll grab ourselves the balloon liquefier. And then also, let's go ahead and grab ourselves the balloon solver too. And this should help us out a ton in dealing with a lot of balloons. All right, so now that we have all of that, let's go ahead and start upgrading all of these up to flavored trades. And then also, I'm going to have to grab some camo detection here as well. Let me go ahead. We'll grab ourselves a village. We'll place this village right here. That way, our balloon dissolver can deal with the DDT balloons, because I'm a little bit worried that we're going to have to start dealing with the DDT balloons in a couple of rounds. All right, there we go. We have all of our flavored trades. So now that we have all of our flavored trades, the next thing I want to do is I want to start going for a couple of central markets as well. That way we make a little bit more money from our Monkey Buccaneers. Also, I'm kind of debating on what other support tower I should grab. I'm kind of debating on grabbing myself. What would be a really good tower? I almost want to grab myself like an... Oh, there's the first DDT balloon. Okay, so now we're going to want to grab a little bit more of a defense as well. Let's go ahead and we'll grab ourselves a super monkey. Let's go ahead and we'll upgrade the super monkey up to the sun avatar. We'll also grab a village only for the super monkey. And then let's go ahead and grab the sun avatar. Perfect. Now we have the sun avatar. Let's go ahead and finish grabbing ourselves the central markets. All right, so round 87, we have this is going to be the last central market that we need. And then we'll have the 10 buff on our trade empire. Perfect. So now the next thing we want to do can we place like a monkey buccaneer down here? If we actually sold this monkey Wall Street, or not monkey Wall Street, but central market, and moved it a little bit more over here, I think we could actually get away with grabbing ourselves a Dartling Gunner. And we could actually place this Dartling Gunner here, and then we can upgrade this Dartling Gunner up to like a MAD, and then we'll have a little bit more popping power in the back of the map. But before I do all of that, I do want to grab myself a Banana Central, as well as I'd like to grab myself a monkey or a monkey Apopalypse as well. So let's start going for a couple of BRFs, and then we'll grab ourselves our monkey Wall Street. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with this monkey Apopalypse. Let's just go ahead. We'll do a 30,000 buff. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves one of these Dancing Banana Boys. And then we'll also grab ourselves another Dancing Banana Boy and place it up here. And now that we have our monkey Apopalypse, it looks like we're gonna need a little bit more of a defense as well. I think we're still good for now, but I want to grab my banana central now. Like I was saying, as long as we can get our banana central set up, and then it really doesn't matter like what balloons we have coming towards us, because we'll be able to afford whatever defense we want to afford, right? And something else I'm gonna have to grab really quick, I'm going to have to grab myself the Monkeynomics as well. And then with the Monkeynomics, it's gonna be a little bit of an expensive upgrade, but it's definitely gonna be worth it, right? All right, so round 96, here's our Monkeynomics. All right, so now that we have our Monkeynomics, let's go ahead and upgrade our Monkey Sub up to Energizer. That way it reduces the cooldowns of all of our abilities. And now I also really want to start going for the Vengeful Sungod, but I'm gonna have to do the same trick that I did last time. I'm gonna have to grab myself an Ice Monkey. And then with this Ice Monkey, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it up to Absolute Zero. I'm going to grab myself a Heli Pilot because I'm going to have to move around a couple of my towers. That way I can start going for the Vengeful Sungod, right? Because the Vengeful Sungod is obviously going to be like the best tower that we can go for. The only problem is we're not making as much money as I would like to make, unfortunately. I think I need to grab an Ultra Boost as well, but let's just go ahead and finish buying these farms. I think that should be enough farms. Let's actually start going for our Vengeful Sungod. So we'll have a true Sungod to begin with, and then actually, where is my? Oh wait, I didn't buy it yet. Let me go ahead and buy the Mad first. I'll buy the Mad first. That way we can deal with all of the Moab balloons, and then our balloon solvers should be able to deal with everything else. Let's also grab our selfless support Chinook. That way we can start moving around a couple of our towers. And then I'll also want to grab myself a Spirit of the Forest too. And then let's go ahead, move this druid over here next to all of these farms. And then we'll buy ourselves Spirit of the Forest to give us a little bit more damage. There we go. And the Spirit of the Forest should do a ton of damage. I almost want to have him like in the middle of the map, but after we get the true Sungod, we can go ahead and worry about moving our Spirit of the Forest then, right? All right, so we have a lot of money now. Let me go ahead, we'll grab ourselves the Superstorm, and then we'll also, for primary, we'll grab ourselves the Top Pathway Bomb Shooter. And then this should be enough for the sacrifices. Yeah, perfect. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna want to move. This over here. That way it doesn't get sucked up in the sacrifices. And then we really don't need to worry about this. We don't need to worry about this, and we can also get rid of the Dart Monkey too. We'll get rid of this for now as well, and then let's go ahead and grab the Sun Temple. And then also, I should probably grab myself a village over here to help out the Glue Gunner as well. And on top of that, I should probably grab some camo detection for the Sun Temple as well. All right, so now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and start preparing the next sacrifices as well. There's the Balloon Crush. For this, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Mad. And then after we grab the Mad, we'll go ahead and grab the Top Pathway Druid again, because the Top Pathway Druid always works out really well for sacrifices. Then after we do all of this, then we'll start like ultra boosting our Vengeful Sungod. Like obviously it would have probably been better to like try to go for a paragon first, but the Vengeful Sungod is going to have a lot of damage. So that's why I want to go for the Vengeful Sungod first. All right, now the last thing we have to do is grab a support. So for the support, I'll grab the Triple XL Trap. And now we need the other Super Monkeys. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves the Legend of the Night. The Legend of the Night is obviously going to be really expensive. And then we'll also grab the Anti-Balloon Gunner next. And if we can get our Vengeful Sungod, then we'll be set all the way up until what? Like round 250, just with the Vengeful Sungod. And then we can like kind of relax a little bit more and start going for some other towers as well. Now, one thing I'm kind of debating on right now, what about going for a support temple and going for multiple support temples at that? I kind of want to do it, but if I do that, then I'm gonna have to sell my Monkey Apopalypse. I'm gonna have to sell these banana farms. That way we can like place a Sun Temple up here, right? So before I start like going for multiple support temples, we'll just settle with the Vengeful Sungod for now. And then we'll wait until we have like a decent amount of money saved up before we grab ourselves like a second support temple. All right, so round 113, let's go ahead and buy our true Sungod. And then let's also instantly grab ourselves the Homeland Defense as well. And then on top of that, we also need to grab ourselves an Alchemist. Let's actually place the Permabrew over here instead. We'll place the permabrew right here. That way we can go ahead and buff up our vengeful sun god. And now that we have the permabrew on the vengeful sun god, we also need to grab ourselves an ultra boost. So with the ultra boost, we'll place it down here, and then we'll start ultra boosting our vengeful sun god. And then we also need to like take a look at how much money we have. We have a 20 of these monkey buccaneers. So I did find out that unless we have the 16.2 million pops, as well as all the tiers for the sacrifices, the highest paragon degree that we can get without Geraldo is paragon degree 91, I believe. All right, so now that we have pretty much everything set up, let's just go and grab ourselves a couple more farms to like make a little bit more money. And then we'll worry about like grabbing the support temple in a few rounds. But the main thing I'm like concerned about right now is just getting enough money to buy all of the paragons that I want to buy. Because even though we're like setting really good right now, we still really don't have that much of a defense, right? So let me go ahead and grab my flying fortress. That way we can start getting some pops on the flying fortress. And let's also start working on getting some pops on the archmage too. Actually, with the wizard monkey, I'm gonna grab myself not only the archmage, but I'm also going to grab myself the Wizard Lord Phoenix as well. And then what other paragons? I think when I did it last time, these were the only paragons that I had. So I don't think we have to, wait, no, we need the ninja monkey too. So let me go ahead and grab the Grand Saboteur as well, because the Grand Saboteur is going to help us out a ton. And then not only do we need the Grand Saboteur, but we also need the Bloon Master Alchemist as well. So let me grab the Bloon Master Alchemist too. And I know guys, like the screen is looking like a little bit of a mess right now, but there's not really too much that we can do about it right now. We'll like clean up our screen once we get like enough money, because once we get enough money, we could actually sell all of our farms. We don't have to worry about like having any farms on the screen. So I think with just this, we'll go into like round, we'll say like round 160 before we grab our Navarch of the Seas. And then after we grab our Navarch of the Seas, well, actually, speaking of Navarch of the Seas, let's actually go ahead and grab ourselves the Pirate Lord, and we'll also start sucking up some Moab balloons with our Pirate Lord too. But now, like I was saying, there's not really too much for us to do now that we have our vengeful sun god. Like I was saying, we'll go until round 160, then we'll go ahead and grab our Navarch of the Seas. And then after we have our Navarch of the Seas, we'll go ahead and actually, you know what? We won't buy our merchantmen back. Yeah, we'll buy our flavor trades back. That way we can make a little bit more money, and I think we'll stop farming on like round 200. I think round 200. Wait, no, we'll stop farming when we have like 12 million, because we're gonna need a lot of money in order to be able to get high paragon degrees on all of our paragons. And $2 million isn't even enough to get a high degree paragon on our flying fortress. To be honest, I thought I would have way more money than this. So round 200, like, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if we'll have enough money by round 200, because we still need, or I still want to buy 4 support temples. On top of that, I also want to buy the three big boy paragons. So I want to buy the Goliath Doom ship. I want to buy the Navarch of the Seas. I want to grab the Ascended Shadow. Wait, no, I also need to grab the Magnus Perfectus too. So there's 4 paragons I need to grab, and I think for each of those paragons, I'm gonna need at least $2 million. So we need 8 million, well, actually like 10 million just for the paragons. And then we're gonna need another, dude, we almost need like almost like 15 million for everything that I want to buy. Maybe even more. But right now, I'm not too worried about money, because like I was saying, our vengeful sun god should be able to last for quite some time. All right, so our vengeful sun god has the max buff. I should think about overclocking some of my other towers as well. Or not overclocking, but ultra boosting some of my other towers. The first tower that I want to ultra boost, let me go ahead, we'll ultra boost, we'll start ultra boosting our banana farms, because I think ultra boosting our banana farms is going to make us a lot more money. So we'll ultra boost all of our banana farms first, and we'll get them up to a 10 times ultra boost. Then after we ultra boost all of our banana farms, we'll go ahead and we'll start ultra boosting the Bloon Master Alchemist next. Then we really don't need to worry about ultra boosting anything else, because all of our other towers are going to be turning into paragons, right? Actually, I take it back. I'm not going to ultra boost all of my farms because that would take forever. So after I get done getting the 10 times boost on my Banana Central, I'll go ahead and just go straight into ultra boosting my Bloon Master Alchemist. All right, so here we are on round 161. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves our Navarch of the Seas. Like, I want to have a general idea of how many pops we have, or not pops, but how much money we've made with all of our towers. So it looks like on average, all of our labor trades have around 125,000 money made. So I don't think that's enough yet. I think all of our merchantmen need to have around 200,000 made in order, or well, actually I think 200,000 might be a little bit much. Once these monkey buccaneers get up to, we'll say around like 150,000, then we'll go ahead and we'll go for the Navarch of the Seas. Like, I think we have enough right now, but I just want to be on the safe side, right? Because we're not lacking in popping power right now. Like, our vengeful sungod is still doing an amazing job with all of these balloons. Like, the baboons are just like the reinforced baboons are just starting to like round this corner, so we don't have to worry about any of the balloons slipping by right now. All right, so we have the 10 times ultra boost on our Bloon Master Alchemist. So now we'll go back to ultra boosting our vengeful sungod. That way our vengeful sungod is getting that ultra boost buff, even though it does have the 10 times buff. I also want to grab an overclock as well, but we'll save that once we have enough money to buy all the paragons, as well as we get rid of all these farms, right? Because once we get rid of all the farms, then we can start going for the support temples. And then after we have these support temples, then we can start buying a little bit more of defense. Like, it's not going to be like min-max to the max, because I'm only going to be going for 4 support temples. But even though it's just 4 support temples, that's still a lot of support, right? All right, so round 175, I'm a little bit tired of waiting for these. Oh wait, they're really close to 150. Let's just go ahead and grab ourselves our Navarch of the Seas. Like, we really don't need to worry too much because our Paralord also has 2 million pops. So we should have more than enough pops to get that maximum paragon degree of 91. So here we go, and paragon degree 89. Okay, so I jumped the gun a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's go ahead. We'll start grabbing ourselves all of our flavored trades again. That way we can make a little bit more money, and then I think we'll continue to farm until we have like 15 million. And then after we have the 15 million, well, actually maybe even a little bit more than 15 million. I'm not exactly sure how much money I want to have yet, but after we have an amount that I can be happy with, then we'll go ahead and sell all of our farms. Then that's when we'll go for like our stable defense. And I know I said I was going to keep our vengeful sungod overclocked, but I actually think I want to overclock my archmage as well. And the reason why I want to overclock my archmage is that way we can get that 16.2 million pops a little bit faster. All right, dudes, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back on round 200. So everything's still going really well. Our vengeful sungods are holding up pretty nicely. The bad balloons are making it a little bit further than we would like them to, but there's nothing much that we could really do about it unless we like go for more paragons and we go for a support temple. Right now, and also we haven't been activating our homeland defense yet either. So even though like the bad balloons are making it pretty far, we do still have a lot that we can do before we actually need to grab more of a defense, right? Plus our Navarch of the Seas is doing absolutely fantastic too. So once we get up to $15 million, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back as soon as we have 15 million. All right, dudes, so I know I said I was gonna bring you back when I had 2 million or 15 million, but I think we have more than enough money right now, because I mean we have 12 million. So I don't think we need much more than this. So let's just go ahead and we'll get rid of all of our farming towers now, because I want to start cutting down on the lag a little bit. We'll sell all of our farms right now, and then we'll rebuy like our monkey-nomics after we have all of the like sun temples set up. All right, so the first temple that we're gonna go for, let's place our first temple up here in the top right. So place this temple here, and then we'll go for, I believe the military upgrades first. So I think that should be enough for military, and then we'll also grab ourselves. I really like magic, because magic usually ends up working out really well with all of the mini sun avatars that it can summon. So we'll go ahead and place the superstorm here, and then to make sure that we have enough money, let's just go ahead and we'll buy ourselves like super mines here. And then let's go ahead and grab our first support temple. There we go. So there's our first support temple. Now let's go ahead and grab ourselves our second support temple. And we'll place our second support temple in the bottom left here. And there we go. That is our second support temple. Now let's go ahead and give both of these support temples a little bit of a buff with a couple of villages. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves one call to arms up here, and then we'll grab ourselves another call to arms up here, and that'll give us 2 abilities that we can activate when we need to. And then as for the other 2 support temples, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to be placing an ice monkey because I want the other 2 support temples to be in the top right corner as well as the bottom right hand corner. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves an absolute 0, and then we'll go ahead and place this support temple right here. That way we have the 4 corners covered with support temples. All right, and there's our final support temple down here in the bottom left. And with these 2 support temples, let's go ahead and upgrade them up to super range and then at epic range. And we'll also have to grab a couple of villages for these 2 support temples as well. There we go, and everything's working out really well so far. Now, unfortunately, the lag is starting to get on my nerves a little bit, but there's nothing that we could really do about it. I mean, I've already like disabled FX, and there's still quite a bit of lag. I mean, I kind of expected it since it was Apopalypse, and I mean, Apopalypse, the balloons are non-stop, so you don't have any breaks. But now the next thing I want to do, let's go ahead and buy ourselves the paragons that we're going to need. Because right now our shinobi or our grand saboteur, our flying fortress, as well as our archmage all have more than enough pops to go ahead and buy the paragons. All right, so let's go ahead and buy our Magnus Perfectus, sacrificing the max amount of money. And we ended up with a paragon degree 90 on our Magnus Perfectus. So it's not perfect, but it's not bad. So now that we have our Magnus Perfectus, let's also go for our Goliath Doomship as well. All right, and sacrificing the max amount of money to our Goliath Doomship. What paragon degree are we going to get on our Goliath Doomship? And we have a paragon degree 90 again. So it looks like a paragon degree 90 or paragon degree 91 is going to be the highest that we can get for our paragons. Then, of course, the last paragon that we're going to have to grab is we're going to go ahead and have to grab ourselves the Ascended Shadow. And for our Ascended Shadow, let's go ahead and see what paragon degree we get on this one as well. Sacrificing the maximum amount of money, and give it a second for the game to catch up. Paragon degree 91. Not too bad, not too bad at all. So now that we have the Ascended Shadow, let's also rebuy our Grand Saboteur. That we get a little bit more percentage-based damage with our Grand Saboteur. So now that we've done all of this, we need to go through and we need to permabrew our 2 sun temples that are over here. I think these ones are permabrewed over here on the right, so we don't need to worry about those. But wait, wait, no, because of the overclock. All right, let's go ahead and we'll buy ourselves one more monkey village over here and buy call to arms on both of the support temples in the top right as well as the bottom right as well. And there we go, guys. I think that should about do it for our defense, right? I'm gonna go ahead and grab my spells myself, another special operations. We'll put it up here in the top right, and then we'll also start collecting a few more lives. I know we have 2,435, but Azili is still eating away at our lives with her percentage-based ability. And I know we have a 2,435 lives, but I'd much rather be safe rather than sorry, right? Then apart from that, guys, like, I know I said I was going to min-max, but with the amount of lag, I think I just want to stick with this amount of sun temples. And then also, speaking of the sun temples, I need to go through and I need to ultra boost all of my sun temples too. Now, I honestly have no idea what round we can make it to, because as I'm sure you guys know, Apopalypse is a little bit of a different game mode, where Apopalypse, the balloons get harder and harder the higher round you go. Like right now we're on round 276, but it feels like with this lag, we're currently on like round 350 or something. Because this amount of lag for round 277 doesn't make too much sense. Now, I also noticed something else as we progress further along in this Apopalypse game mode, and the rounds are taking longer and longer and longer and longer the more rounds we go up. So I don't know what the deal with this is. Like, I'm not sure if it's just because of the lag or if it's because the higher round in Apopalypse, the more balloons it sends. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll figure it out soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go all the way up until like round or somewhere in like the mid 300s. And I'll bring you guys back as soon as we're there. All right, dudes, so a little bit of a status update. Currently, we are on round 350. Our towers are still doing really well, but the lag is getting super unbearable. And like I was saying, it feels like these rounds are taking longer and longer and longer. Like, in order for me to go from round 300 to round 50, it's taking an hour and a half just to make it 50 rounds, guys. So, I think I want to try to go as high as I can. So, I don't think I'll stop at round 400. I think I'm going to try to, like, push to, like, round 500 if we can make it. But if I am going to do that, I'm kind of debating on if I should grab a couple more towers. But there's not really too many other towers that can do percentage-based damage. So, I'm debating on, or I'm trying to think of any other towers that I can add. Like, I was thinking about adding the Darling Gunner, but the Darling Gunner, like, kind of, like, falls off, but the Darling Gunner kind of, like, falls off in these late game rounds. I was wondering if I went for, like, the Ray of Doom, if the Ray of Doom would do pretty well. So I think I'll add, like, a couple of plasma accelerators, and I'll add the Ray of Doom, and hopefully that will kind of, like, increase our popping power a little bit. We don't need to increase it by a ton. I just want to have a little bit more damage with our towers. And I think by going with the plasma accelerators as well as the Ray of Doom, I may actually grab myself the balloon incineration as well. And then I think that's all the towers I'm going to add, because I don't think there's any other towers that we really need to go for. Maybe I'll grab the Spirit of the Forest as well, just to have a little bit more popping power in the middle of the map. And then after that, I think I'll go ahead and skip forward to like round 400. And I'll bring you guys back on round 400, and that way you guys can go ahead and see like the status of what we're doing and stuff. All right, dudes, another little bit of a status update. Currently, we are on round 400, and these bad balloons are actually flying, and they're actually flying with a lot of lag too. So far, our towers are still doing pretty good from what I've seen. It's kind of hard to like keep track where the balloons are. So the only thing I'm hoping on like right now is like I hope that all of my towers are doing all right and I don't have to worry about any of these balloons like slipping through. But now that we are on round 400, like I was saying, we're going to try to push this to the limits. So my next benchmark is going to be like round 450 because I still think we're doing really well. Once we hit round 450, I'll bring you guys back, unless of course we end up losing in between round 400 and then 450. If we do end up losing, I'll bring you guys back when we lose, or if we lose rather. And also, before we do this, a little bit of a skip. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well, because I do upload daily BTD6 content. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys again on round 450. All right, dudes, so here we are on round 411. So I wasn't paying attention, and we ended up losing on round 411. Now, I did press continue because I wanted to check out like how much or how many pops our towers had. Especially since this was like Apopalypse mode, so I was figuring that we would probably not make it as far as we did. Honestly, I was expecting us to fail like around round 300 or maybe like round 350. So the fact that we made it to round 411 on Apopalypse mode is actually kind of crazy. So let me go ahead and take a look at all of our towers really quick. Because on Apopalypse mode, we should have had to face off against more balloons. So all of our towers should have an absolute ton of pops, right? So the first thing we'll check out our Darling Gunner, 49 million pops, not too great. Another tower that I really wasn't expecting to get a lot of pops. The Spirit of the Forest ended up getting 18 million pops. Yes, so all of these pops really aren't that high. The Bloons incineration only got 12 million. Like, why? Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to get a little bit higher. Okay, so the Engineer Monkey ended up getting 1 billion pops, guys. 1 billion pops. That's actually kind of crazy for a tier 5 tower to get. Next thing, let's go ahead and check out our True Sun Gods. So this True Sun God, or this Sun Temple, ended up getting almost 300 million pops. This one ended up getting 261 million pops. This one's at 356 million pops. And this one's at 220 million pops. So our Sun Avatars grand total altogether pretty much got around 1 billion pops just with those 4 towers. Now let's go ahead and check out a couple of other towers that should have a few more pops. The first thing that I want to check out, where's my Magnus Perfectus? Okay, so my Magnus Perfectus ended up getting 1.1 billion pops. Not too bad. I do believe when we went to round 400 in the last game mode, last time we played it on easy standard, I believe our Magnus Perfectus only ended up getting somewhere in the ballpark of like 600 million pops. So that's kind of crazy. Next up is going to be our Ascended Shadow. So our Ascended Shadow ended up getting 2 billion pops. Not too bad at all. Not too bad, especially since he's only Paragon degree at 91 and he's not maxed out. Now, the next thing I want to check, let me see. So the Navarch of the Seas should have a ton of pops. Let's go ahead and check on our Goliath Doom ship. So our Goliath Doom ship ended up getting 1.7 billion pops. Again, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Our Ascended Shadow ended up getting more pops. So I think the Ascended Shadow is definitely better for late game, but the Goliath Doom ship is definitely better for like a boss balloons and stuff like that. Now moving on, I don't remember which tower had the most pops out of the True Sun God, the Navarch of the Seas. Well, I do know that Azili had the most pops, but let's go ahead and check on the Ninja Monkey. So the Grand Saboteur ended up getting 1.6 billion pops, so not too bad at all. Again, he actually did pretty good this time. The reason why he didn't have over like 2 billion pops is because we ended up getting him super late compared to the rest of our towers. I believe we ended up getting the Ascended Shadow somewhere in the ballpark of like round 280. So that's why he only has 1.6 billion pops. Next up, let's go ahead and check on our Vengeful Sun God. So our Vengeful Sun God ended up with 2.5 billion pops. I was expecting our Vengeful Sun God to have actually way more pops than 2.5 billion. For some reason, I thought he would be in the ballpark of like 4 billion. If I'm not for some reason I thought he'd have somewhere in the ballpark of like 4 billion, but I was a little bit off. Next up is going to be our Balloon Master Alchemist. Our Balloon Master Alchemist ended up getting 4.5 billion pops. Not too bad at all, dudes. So our Balloon Master Alchemist in this Apopalypse run actually ended up getting more pops than he did in the easy standard mode. And let's go ahead and move on to the Navarch of the Seas. So the Navarch of the Seas ended up getting 4.2 billion pops. So in this run, the Navarch of the Seas actually underperformed the Balloon Master Alchemist this time. I was expecting the Navarch of the Seas to do a lot better than it did in the easy standard mode. But then again, we did end up waiting until what, like round 180 or 160 until we got the Navarch of the Seas, so it kind of makes sense. And then, of course, if I'm not mistaken, our Azili should have the most pops out of all of our towers, guys. So our Azili, whoa, 4.4 billion. That's nowhere near as many pops as I thought she would have. So I guess playing on Apopalypse mode really has an impact on your towers. Well, then again, it kind of makes sense that it has an impact on your towers because the balloon ramping in Apopalypse is way higher than it is in a normal game mode. So because we made it to round 411 in Apopalypse, odds are if we were playing on easy standard, we probably could push the boundaries of round 500, maybe even past round 500. So that being said, I think I want to come through and play again, but I don't think I'm going to do it on the same map. I think I'll create a brand new map that's going to be a little bit different than this one. And then we'll go through and we'll try this out again. Anyways, dudes, that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, again, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you dudes in the next one.